Mawmaw has good stories.
I knocked the churn over. Mother always set the churn, close to the fire where the milk would clabber, and she kept saying, "Betty, get away from that churn, get away from that churn." And I said, "Just one more time around through there." And I didn't hit that churn, and it just that clabbered milk all over the fireplace and all over the floor. Mother run and jumped in the bed and told Daddy, says, "Go get the shovel and shovel that stuff up." It was awful.
But she nearly beat you for it too.
Yes, she did. After Daddy got it all shoveled up, she got the mop and started cleaning, but not before she got a switch or a belt and just wore the dickens out of me.
Clabbered milk, huh? So they heated the milk up before it clabbered.
Yeah, they
and
heated
then
it.
churned it to make buttermilk.
Make buttermilk and the butter.
You couldn't. It had to be clabbered before you could make buttermilk, huh?
Yeah, I reckon that she did. She'd put it over the side of the fireplace.
Isaac, turn that down.
And with a rag tied over the top of it, and it would just, get real thick. And then you'd have to stand and churn.
How long did it take for it to, from the time you started till it made butter?
I don't know. I used to.
Did it all turn to butter, or was they?
No, they was the buttermilk. You put in there with a lot of cream. There was a lot of cream on the milk. A quart of milk, about this tall would have about that much cream on top. It'd be about half, like half and half, I guess.
Isaac.
And then you're supposed to just keep it at a good rhythm, and I'd want to get it done fast, and I'd start fast. Of course, she'd walk by and smack your jaws and says, "Slow down, you have to."
I've heard the
Turn
S word and the
it
F bomb.
off, Isaac.
The S word and the F bomb. Both.
Turn it off.
Turn it off, Isaac.
Anyway,
Get up and go play with your trains.
She was great. Smacker.
Isaac.
She was a pretty good switcher too, from what I can remember.
Well,
you're
yeah,
not listening.
she was good with a switch.
Isaac, you're not listening. Turn it off.
There was a peach tree right there at the back of the.
You can
thing,
watch
and
the Polar Express, but not that other stuff.
On the only limbs that was left on it was right up at the top where she couldn't reach. That's enough.
I'm making a video, Mama.
I know.
You're in the middle of a story. I can't stop in the middle.
No, yeah, and that's the end of it. End. Yeah, that's. Jen had run home, Mother was over there and she got on to us. But that didn't stop Maggie. She went right across the road, and right in there. She didn't care who it was.
I bet you Pearl and Joe never sliced her back either, did they?
Well, Joe did one time.
One time was enough, huh?
One time was enough that he had kept all the money from the sale of the cows. He was going to put a bathroom in and get a car. And he needed the money from the cows, and Mother told him to fork over half of it for Daddy. And Daddy was done sheriff then. And he said he needed it. But boy, she run at him, and he was so mad he kicked one of them metal heaters, one of those big old iron steam heaters in the jail, and I don't know whether it broke his toe or not, but he thought it did. He left there limping, but she had her $800. I mean, she said, "Give me that billfold. I want that. I want his part of that was $800." And he said, "Well, he's working." She says, "I don't care. I want that money." She backed him up into the corner there. Of course, he didn't. I thought, well, she's going to hit him. I just sat there and waited because I knew, boy, she had a little hand. And boy, she could smack you, and I mean, it'd nearly spin your head completely around.
And not another drop come out.
She just, but he kicked that stove, and she said, "Give me that billfold." And she took his billfold and took $800 out of it. Daddy said, "Well, you ought to just let it go, Maggie." She said, "Shut up, Allison, or you'll get it too." Daddy didn't cross her either.
The evil, wicked women.
I mean,
She was good at it, I'm here to tell you. I remember her taking my hand and making me pick up sticks out of the jail yard.
Yes.
Isaac.
With everybody at the courthouse coming out, but you could hear him screaming clear across. He was, like I said, he was a good screamer.
Stubborn too.
And
Isaac gets a good
she'd
dose of
push his
donkey.
hand down and close his hand over them pigs, where Rex could mow the yard. Everybody's on that, just on that side of the courthouse to see what all the screaming was about. And till she got the yard picked up, make her
Exactly where
mad.
Isaac got it.
It'd be child abuse today if
Yeah.
people were standing at the courthouse watching a woman beat a kid, and you know that
Make it
it
big
wouldn't go
up.
on today.
That's funny.
I was embarrassed. I didn't know what to do about it.
So what made her so mean?
Huh?
What made her so mean?
Castleberry.
I don't know.
It's
She
life.
just Castleberry, all them Castleberries.
Hard living.
Well, not necessarily that. I think her mother, well, I don't think Papa ever spanked on Papa Castleberry. But Mama Castleberry did. She was good with the switch or belt or whatever. Razor strap was one thing they used.
And many a tail beat with a razor strap.
But I can remember running across the road there when Mother would get after me, and I'd holler for Papa, for my grandfather, and he'd come out, and I could hear him hollering, "Run, honey, run," and I'd run, and he'd grab me up and run his arms up and down my legs, and her with a switch hit me. She said, "Somebody's gonna get a whipping." And it didn't matter to her if she beat his arms off. And she did a lot of times. Boy, I mean, she just kept switching. And then he'd set me down after she got through. But she'd strike his arms good
She didn't care.
with that. But he didn't think,
Got her satisfaction.
he didn't think me and Jen needed whipping for anything we done. It didn't matter.
What was your grandfather's name?
Jimmy Lee. James Lee is what it was. Everybody called him Jimmy
I
Lee.
don't think I've ever seen a picture of him.
He was a short fellow, Russell over here. If you just picture an old Russell with a mustache and things, but I remember Joe and Pearl had been married. Oh, I don't know. They hadn't been married too long, and she was pulling up green onions. And she told us to get out of something around the garden or something, or something me and Jen was doing. And she just pulled up a green onion and hit our legs with the stems, you know, them green onion things. Well,
And it probably didn't hurt.
oh no, it didn't hurt. We didn't hardly felt it, but we screamed and hollered and told Papa she was beating us. He come out and he said, "Dad, dang it to hell, you ain't been in this family long enough to whip them girls." And she never did do us anything again. Mama never whipped us, but he didn't think it didn't matter what we done or what we tore up. He didn't think we ought to be corrected about it. I mean, he thought we was perfect little girls.
Tied the mule's tail to the fence.
Oh, well, now that one time he did say he bought this black Spanish Jack, which if you buy one now, they're around $35,000. And I don't know what he paid for that. I understood he paid $1,000 for it, which was a lot of money back then. And he used it for breeding purposes, which a lot of people brought their horses down to be breed to that Jack. And he left to back up to the fence and for you to scratch his hips.
Oh, oh.
Anyway, while one of us scratched and one of us tied the hair of his tail to the fence. The other one would scratch and we'd tie a little more. Well, we tied all of his tail. And then we went up the fence to the barn and called him. Told him to come up there. And he yanked until he yanked nearly all the hair out of his tail. Well, that Papa said, Dad, dang it to hell, you two girls need a spanking for that. We didn't get one, but he said we needed one. That's the only
time.
time I ever remember him saying that we needed to be spanked for anything. He did look kind of funny, but no howdy tail, just the nub there.
Bells on bobtail ring.
Well, that was a bobtail.
Oh, God.
That was a hairless tail.
I'm sure he had to explain that every time somebody come to breed.
Oh, I know.
There's nothing wrong with him. He's just had his hair pulled out.
There ain't all that hair, hung down that fence. Down through there where Russell's yard is, where he's got his thing, was where they had him in a lot there. And I never thought anything about it, but every time somebody rode up with their horses or something in the back of a truck or leading them, they always sent us in the house. I couldn't figure that out for a long time what it was. We wasn't supposed to
Watch the
watch
horses.
the breeding stuff, I don't reckon.
The sex ed.